Welcome everybody to episode 2 of the Culture Playbook. My name is Isaiah Lewis and joined here by Marcus Bragg, Tyler West, and then our new addition, Andre Singleton. Andre, how you doing?
I'm doing well. A little bit about myself. My name is Andre Singleton. From Plainfield, New Jersey. I go to school in upstate New York at New York Military Academy, and I do want a future in sports. I'm looking to be a sports journalism manager next year as a freshman in college. So just keep working.
Yes, sir.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. Uh first topic. Going to New York. Giants have had a couple of issues. We know Brian Dable just got fired. Scatterbo's had a couple of issues. Marcus, I want to talk to you about this.
So I know personally as a Giants fan, I can't say I'm happy about one thing, and it's definitely about the firing. The past 3 years we've had back to back to back straight losing seasons. This year we're sitting at 2-9. Last year we was 3-14, and the year before that we was 6-11 with some of the worst offenses in the entire NFL. So one thing I can say is I'm happy for a change of scenery within the coaching staff, but one problem I feel like it can run into is the whole Jackson Dart issue. You feel me? They had kind of had a connection like this. That was his quarterback. That was his thing. And what's the call for Dart? That was his mentor. So we're gonna see how that picks up coming from there. But also moving over into the another issue we have with Scatterboo. You see him on Twitch, you see him on YouTube, you see him on TikTok acting a complete and utter fool, which is like I have no problem with what he's doing because I feel like he's just living his life. He's a rookie in NFL. He's reaping the benefits of his work. But at the end of the day, he does still have a job. He is still in the NFL, and his team is currently sitting at 2-9. So I do understand where all the backlash is coming from, with people saying that he's not focused on the game. Which honestly, he can't even really be focused. His ankle was leaning to the side, so I think it's good for him to have his whole little break from football. So I don't have an issue with it personally.
Touching on the Dayball thing, it's like you said, like him and Jackson Dart. I don't know how you replicate that relationship. Obviously, you're gonna try to, but we've obviously seen it's not just been the past couple years with Brian Dayball. It's before that. Y'all been bad. Y'all been bad. I'm not
Worse
gonna.
than
Yeah.
worse than bad, bro.
So like, who are you going to hire? Is the person you're going to hire going to actually make a difference this time and like help them make the wins better? Because you also might need to change your GM too. Because I
Nah,
mean, you're
yeah,
bringing good players, but like something's happening where everything's not connecting all together.
yeah, we're
Especially,
picking up. Oh, my
yeah,
fault. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
you good. Go ahead.
We're picking up good players. We're picking up good draft picks. You see how we got Dart and Scatterbo in the exact same draft. But what we're also you see with the GMs not hiring the right coaches as well. So I
Yeah,
also think that we got to take a personal inventory and to see who we actually want to hire and who we actually want to lead this team.
yeah. And then touching on Scatterboo, I just think like he could be doing so much worse. That's my take on it. Like he could be doing so
Right.
many worse things. Like he's on stream, you see everything he's doing. He might be wilding. He might be wilding, but you see everything he's doing. And like kind of like last week again, touching on the mental health aspect, he's like done football all his life. Like football is his main thing. Like and he got that taken away from him for a good amount of time. So he's trying to find other things that make him happy. And he's found those other things. Now, like people that have a problem with it, I just don't know what you want him to do. Like he's going to a WWE match. Yeah, like he might have got pushed with the ankle, but like what you want him to do? Come back and play this week? He can't. So like I don't see the whole problem with it. I just think he living his life, having fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, at least for myself, I feel like the firing, going back to what Marcus said, um, that was these guys' mentors. I mean, we heard about the entire. I believe it was a team meeting that Dable had before when he found out he got fired. He took
Mm,
everybody in. He said, "I'm still proud of you guys. I still want you guys to progress."
mm,
And that really shows the father aspect that he was to these guys in the locker room. And it's mostly like you guys said, the front office. The front office didn't provide them with the type of assets that they needed in order to become that playoff team. We saw the year that they did end up making the playoffs because Dable was able to develop Daniel Jones into one. He was a pretty good quarterback that year, and we're seeing it now that on the Colts, like he's
yeah,
really he's
yeah,
Yeah, that
not
dude
bad at
absolutely
all.
leave.
Right.
And um with Jackson Dart, we've seen the progression of Jackson Dart throughout the season, even though he has learned the hard way with concussions and getting hit pretty hard, and with guys like Scottaboo. And taking that into something else with Scatterboo's issues,
Yeah.
like Tyler said, bro, it could be so much worse. He could be doing what the Chiefs are doing, driving cars, speeding
Bro,
down the highway.
the Cowboys, you just saw CD Lamb and George Pickens had to sit out a drive because they missing curfew, being out too late, doing whatever.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like he could be doing so much worse, bro. So
They act
much
like
worse.
he
Exactly.
outside acting a fool, like he outside partying. He's
And like
legit
he's on
broadcasting
live,
everything that
like
he's doing. You
you
see him
see
on TV.
every
You see
single
him
thing.
Exactly. And
like
you have to think this dude just came out of college, and specifically in college, he went to Arizona State. Arizona State is one of the biggest party schools in the entire country.
Oh, bro.
He
mhm, OD.
he is literally going now from Arizona State to the New York Giants, who, as we know, they don't even let the players record in the locker room. So they are that strict.
Yeah.
And now he's lenient. He's not in the locker room as much. He's at home doing whatever. And streaming takes up most of his time. He wants to put it into streaming. He wants to go to WWE events and get into stuff. Be my guest. But as long as you come back and you're able to produce on the football field,
Yeah.
I'm completely fine with it.
And to add into the fact, bro, they're at the bottom of the barrel. Like,
Mhm.
really, what do you want him to do? Like, y'all are 2-9. Y'all not going anywhere this year. And like, I mean, there's positive things you can look at for next year, but like,
Mhm.
he can't help like at
And
all.
whole time, he's probably doing much worse in college than what he's actually doing now. Now it's
Exactly.
just like on a whole national platform. People want to hype it up and make it something that it's not.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate here with
Mhm.
Brian Dayball regarding his firing. So, how do you guys feel is like the fact that he was putting his players at risk? Like, obviously, Jackson Dart had multiple concussions before he had to sit out. Cam Scatterbull had concussions. Obviously, maybe they weren't documented and recorded, but he had his guys play through like life altering injuries to save his job. So, how do you feel as though that may have affected his firing and like I change the way me personally I view him because he was willing to put young men in danger in order to save his
Mhm.
job. So,
That's
I don't.
understandable. But I feel like at the end of the day, the players also wanted to put themselves on the line as well. And I feel like he was more of just sitting on a standpoint of I'm gonna do what my players want. If my player feels like he's ready, if he feels like he can do this, that, and the third, I'm gonna let him do that. Just giving the trust into his players, showing that actual like I got faith in you, you got faith in me, mentorship type of role.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my stand on that.
I definitely understand what you mean because I feel like he put him to a point like I don't even think Jackson Dart should play the rest of the season.
Right.
Like truthfully, like
Right.
even if he's healthy, I
Mm.
truthfully don't because like it's not doing anything for them. They lose a lot of games, and then they play the Lions this upcoming week, and then they play the Patriots after that. Those are two top dog teams that you're gonna lose against, and then after that, you got the Commanders who are a little bit iffy right now, but they're still like, especially if Jaden Daniels. Well, he's yeah, nah, he's not.
Yeah.
That was bad. I
Moving
saw that
on.
slow mo.
Moving on.
That was
Oh,
bad. But
Mm.
like, there's just and they're again, like I said, they're 2-9. They're not going anywhere. So like, is there a point of putting them at risk again? So like, I definitely see what you mean with Brian Daboll in that aspect. But it's also like I feel like at some point it's his job too. So like he's trying to save his job. He knew something was gonna happen. So he was trying to show that with these players that he could probably do something with them. And if they give him another chance next year, he can maybe put some stuff together and like do stuff with them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do for next year as far as hiring a new coach because they haven't had much luck there either. So it's gonna take
Mm. And going from New York to Philly, AJ Brown recently made a lot of comments about his offense. Believed that he was a top player that just wasn't being used, and that he essentially said Jalen Hurts isn't the QB for him. I mean, Tyler, we'll go to you first about this.
yeah. I just think like I don't know. There's a lot of unpack in this part. Like you tell him you want him to be more mature, right? Because he's supposed to be one of your star players, he's supposed to be one of your captains, so you don't want him saying stuff like that in the media. But then it's also like from a athlete standpoint, you understand where he's coming from. Like you want to contribute. Like no matter how much you win, you want to be one of the players that's contributing to that winning, and he's not being one of those players. Neither is like anybody on that offense, to be completely honest. Their defense is winning basically
Mhm.
every single game for them
OD.
besides a couple plays. So like there's a lot you could say, but At the end of the day, I just think there's some stuff that he says in the media that should maybe either be thought out more or he needs to say to them privately, which is like the Philly media, they're trapping him in every question. Like every
Mm.
question is made for him to fumble on his words so they can put those together, make it a clip, post that clip, and then in the next conferences that they have with the Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni, they bring those stuff up and then try to put them against each other. And you see Jalen Hurts, he like gives those passive answers all the times, and then they use those answers and put them against each other. So it's he has to think honestly think before he speaks in a lot of ways. I just don't think. But if they keep continue with these problems, then it's going to be hard for these questions. They just need to produce on the field.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like the my fault, Dre.
Nah,
I didn't mean
nah,
to cut you off.
nah.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like these comments is really gonna come in the backfire because as athletes, you're supposed to have a team chemistry, especially between a receiver and a quarterback. And I feel like with these comments being made, Jalen Hurts is gonna be more of a like, yo, here, take the ball so you can shut up type of thing instead of actually throwing him the ball, actually putting his teammates in the best position to score. And
Yeah.
I feel like the egos are just gonna keep clashing, making it worse and worse for the whole team.
No, I totally agree. Like Tyler and Malcolm said, or Marcus said, I'm sorry. From like a
You
human
could,
aspect, I understand where he's coming from because obviously, he's prideful. He's a person that's put a lot of time and effort into getting better at football, and he's worked really hard to become the athlete he is today. But as a grown man and a person who's being employed and paid a lot of money to produce, you can't make controversy like this and mess it up for a team that's trying to win a Super Bowl this year. Like their goal is to win everything. So issues like this just really can't happen and arise right now for them. I don't think.
Yeah, definitely. And I just wanted to bring up a couple of quotes that AJ Brown said. So he was actually on a Twitch stream, or I believe
Yeah.
last week,
Yeah. Mhm.
and said the offense is a bleep show.
Yeah.
If you're saying that, how could you ever think that your offense and your quarterback can back you up in something like that?
It's a lot like again, it just goes back to like not thinking before he's speaking. Like even after that stream came out and like reporters were asking him about that, he was like, I was just on stream talking to my friend. But it's like you're not though. You're on a stream in front of a lot of people, not
Yeah.
just talking to your friend. You're basically talking to a lot of people. And they all heard you say that. They all heard you say, don't put me in the fantasy lineup because I'm not gonna produce. So like as Eagles fans, you don't want to hear that. I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm just saying, like their fan base, you don't want to hear that.
Right.
People that just want him to succeed don't want to hear that. But like again, he's just speaking out of anger. Like his stats this year, he has 38 receptions for 457 yards. He might not pass 1,000 yards. And like last year, like there was problems like this last year as well, where their offense wasn't producing every single week, but he still got over the 1,000 yard hump. And he
Mm.
had Saquon Barkley to back him up, and then he had Devontae Smith was producing a little bit last year, but like all three of them are not producing on the offensive side of the ball. So then you're seeing the winning come out of it, but then it's like we're not doing anything to help. We're not helping our team win at all. So he's just speaking out of anger, but he gotta put that in.
Mm. And I mean, I just wanted to bring up this last quote. Jalen Hurts doesn't even want to talk about this,
Mhm.
honestly. And we don't hear Jalen Hurts talk to the media, I guess, in a bad light about his teammates. Even in Alabama, people tried to get the most out of him about being benched for Tua, and he was like, "I back up Tua. I do this. I support him. Do all that." And even here, he said that he just wanted to be asked questions about Dallas. He didn't want anything about this. So you really have to think in his mind what goes on behind the scenes really between him and AJ Brown after saying something like, "Oh, we're not doing a good job on offense." I mean, as the quarterback, I'll ask Marcus and Dre about this. As the quarterback, what do you think you have to? What do you honestly? What do you think you have to think in your mind when your receiver is asking for the ball, but is also bad mouthing you?
I feel like as a quarterback, you have to be a leader. You have to put your pride to the side, put your ego to the side, and you just I don't like I just give him the ball because being the quarterback and everything, it's your job to lead the team. It's your job to stay in charge, no matter who's clashing, how many heads they're clashing. You got to keep your team level headed. So I feel like it's his job to take in these comments, take heed to what he's saying, how he's not getting the ball, how the offense isn't producing, and try to maybe bring the whole offense together, have a whole little meeting, and try to figure out what's the problem, what's going on, see what everybody's head at, and just try to work around it together as a whole offensive collective.
Yeah, I totally agree with Marcus. As a quarterback, you have to be a leader. You have to, make sure everybody's connected. And if personally, I would feel a little disrespected if I was Jalen Hurts. Like I would feel that, but I would also keep in mind that you know he is one of the best receivers in the game of football, and he has been for a pretty long time. So the change of his yards going down, whatever the case may be, it's going to affect him on a personal level. And so I wouldn't take it as much personally, but I would just try to find like a happy medium between everybody and make sure that he's getting the ball and his other playmakers are still getting the ball, so everybody's happy.
Mhm.
I think if I could chime in, like I just think like it all depends on what's going on behind the scenes. Like, are they talking at all, or is he saying like when they do talk, is any of this stuff being said from AJ Brown's mouth to him, or is it just being said through the media and then Jalen Hurts is finding out in conferences or on his phone or other people telling him? Because if you're somebody saying one thing to your face and then another thing to the media, that's when the problems really start. And then like even in the media also though AJ Brown he'll be like we're working on a relationship or we're trying to get these down on the offensive side where our chemistry is becoming better, but then we're not seeing it. I think this week is going to be a big test for them because as we know the Cowboys defense is bad, especially their cornerbacks. They're really bad. So if they can't produce this week or at least maybe just Devontae Smith or maybe just AJ Brown or try to get some type of run game going. Like I think this week is going to be a big tell.
Definitely. And like you said, the Cowboys, big week coming up for the Eagles, really need to make something shake, really need to see some improvement. But going from one guy who's getting attacked in the media to another, Shador Sanders, Shador,
Appreciate the
Mr.
door.
Mr. Moneyman. But I mean, 47 yards in his first start, an interception. Dre, we'll start off with you. How do you feel about Shador right now?
I'm not gonna lie, I am a Shador Glazer. I like Shador Sanders a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I like Shador. I like his father. I think that, I
Like his
think that he's
father?
I know all right, bro.
Hell,
Chill.
hell, now go ahead.
I
Nah,
think
yeah,
he
finish the sentence, brother. Go
gets
ahead,
put
finish.
by the media a lot. I like his confidence. I think that he like he embodies and he's confident in the work he puts in. And I also don't feel like last week is a proper representation of the quarterback he is. Again, before that, he was practicing with the third team offense the whole year before that, and they threw him in against one of the best teams in the NFL. And obviously, his imperfections are going to show against a team like that. But I feel like with a full week of prep, he's going to produce this week. And you can mark me saying this right now. He's going to have a good game.
How good a game though?
I'm thinking like 200 yards passing, maybe like one or two touchdowns, no turnovers. That's how I'm feeling about
No
Shadur this week.
turnovers?
No turnovers, no
Ooh,
turnovers.
ooh.
Okay.
Okay, it's not crazy to say that they are playing the Raiders, but
Come on, it's the
Nah, yeah,
Raiders. It's the
that's not a
Raiders.
that's not a crazy reach.
It's the Poverty Bowl.
I think all right. So they are playing the Raiders, right? But the Raiders defense is up there. And my thing is the Raiders defense is better than the Ravens defense was. So if you look at the Ravens defense from the whole year, they gave up a lot of yards and he didn't produce. Now, yes, he didn't get any reps with the first team offense, which is insane to say. They said that they didn't even know his cadence. The offensive line didn't even know when he was going to snap the ball. That's a problem. That should never happen. That's on Kevin Stefanski though. And then he had 47 yards, 4 for 16, and 16 rushing yards, 2 sacks, and a pick. The pick, I think that just comes from him trying to push the ball down the field, which we saw at Colorado a lot. He's definitely going to push the ball down the field. He's going to do it more than Dylan Gabriel will. Now, that could either hurt him or help him. Some people see it as a positive, some people see it as a negative. They see it in the negative aspect of he's going to throw the ball up, try to give his receivers chances to catch the ball, but are his receivers that good to get those 50-50 balls? So then it's either incompletions or it's picks. Or it's a positive and he's pushing the ball down the field. They get those catches and they get more touchdowns than what they've been seeing the past couple of weeks. with the Dylan Gabriel. So it's up and down, but I also think he's gonna play better this week. I don't know if 200 plus yards, but I think I'll give him
Yeah.
150 plus. I'll give him 150 plus, maybe a touchdown. But they definitely could win this game because the Browns defense, there's a good chance they could shut out the Raiders defense. So I feel like he's gonna have a lot of chances to get his hands on the ball, make some plays for the Browns, and he has the whole city of Cleveland behind him because they've been wanting to see him. Everybody in the world's been wanting to see him, see if he produces. But that also brings a lot of pressure. So we'll see what he does with the sweep.
Marcus.
Oh, you want me to take over now? I
We
feel
got
like
you. We got you.
they just threw Shador straight into the fire. You feel like he was unprepared. As you said, he had no practice snaps with the offensive line. They didn't know his cadence. They didn't know when he was going to snap the ball. So I feel like they just threw him into the fire completely and utterly unprepared. And I feel like they did him a complete disservice, which completely wasn't fair to him as a player. So you can't blame this day one performance on him completely, but you also can't at the same time. But I feel like the offensive line also was definitely slacking. He also had no time to really get his passes off. And you also looked at him and he didn't truly seem comfortable in the pocket with them protecting him. So I feel like hopefully they get a few practice snaps in this week. Hopefully they get his cadence together and this week he can actually go out there and perform. Like as Dre said, I don't know about no 200 plus yards. I don't know. That might be a little bit of a stretch. But I do feel like he can go out here, he can step out, and he can perform. Because I do feel like he has that I don't care attitude. He has that mindset. When he's in that mode, you're not going to be able to stop him. So I
There's
feel like
definitely
he needs the right pieces. He just needs the right help, and he's going to step out and actually prove who he is as a quarterback.
yeah.
Mm.
There's a couple like in Colorado he didn't have a nice offensive line either. So he's known to play
Right.
with that. The difference is the defensive line in the NFL is there's no Max Crosby in college. Like you're not going to see a Max Crosby in college. So that's going to be difficult for him. But the biggest problem to me is like this week, if Dylan Gabriel becomes healthy next week, right? He comes back from the concussion. If he doesn't play well this week, I don't know if he's going to get another chance.
Mm.
I don't know if he's going to get another chance because Kevin Stefanski, if Brian Dayball's getting fired, Kevin Stefanski needs to get fired too because he's doing worse. He don't even got a relationship. Like he, from what the media is saying, from what I see, from what I hear, he doesn't really have full trust in Shador. He doesn't know if he could put all of that hype on the field. And he's honestly going to need to do that this week because if he doesn't, I don't think he's going to get another chance. Definitely not this season. And obviously, we saw in the draft that there's not a lot of teams around the league who fully believe in him either. So, would other teams take a chance on him if this season or this team is not the team for him? And that's going to be a problem. So he has a lot of pressure on him this week, but he's had a lot of pressure on him his whole life. So I feel like he could put up some numbers this week. I'm hoping for him to put up numbers because I like Shador. I like the way he played in college too. So we'll see what happens.
And Tyler, you actually brought up a great point. Should this honestly is Shador's last chance? If
Yeah.
he doesn't produce in this game, one, his rookie season could be over as we see Dylan Gabriel coming in. His entire career as a starter could be over. As we see next year, we got guys like Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore has been projected to the Browns a couple of times. So there's new guys looking to come in who have produced better in college, have um, honestly better draft projection than Shador last year. So if he's not able to produce in this game, and I say over 150 yards, maybe a couple touchdowns, it's looking like uh Shador and primetime season is completely done for the rest of this year.
I think it all comes down to turnovers. To be honest, he can't turn the ball over. It's just yeah, he can't turn the ball over. That's going to be the biggest issue.
Yeah, and it's those mistakes with trying to carry on the plays a
Yeah,
lot longer than they need to be making inheritance throws. I mean that interception that he threw, it's
yeah. But that again,
it's
that came from him trying to push the ball down the field because on that play he had somebody open on the out route from the backfield, like his running back was coming out the back, and he
mm,
had a wide open catch. It might have not been a first down, but he wanted to get that first down, so he threw that pass. That's the thing I was talking about before. With it could be a positive and a negative. So yeah, man, we'll see.
yeah. And with Gabriel gets those throws. Usually second, third down is when they start going for that first down. But
Yeah,
Shador wants those big hitter type plays. So that's the difference between him and Gabriel. He wants to push that ball down field
yeah,
quick. And we saw that with the Colorado offense last year.
yeah.
They scored a lot and they scored quickly.
Hmm.
But that also brought problems with their defense, all that. Um and with Dylan Gabriel in college, we saw Oregon wasn't putting up 30, 40 bombs. Oregon would put up 28,
Yeah,
24 points on you, but they would do it slowly and matriculately get down the field and be able to do what they do.
but
That's
But
a big word for you, huh?
I tried. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary. I'm trying to
but
expand
like,
it. I've been reading the dictionary, my thesaurus and
Encyclopedia
all
book.
that, but
Yo, cuz.
wait, like, what do you think Kevin Stefanski is seeing from Dylan Gabriel that he wasn't seeing from Shadur though? Like, because to me, I think if you just look at the college aspect, I think Shadur's better than Dylan Gabriel. I think he should
because
have
he
been.
is, he
Yeah,
is
exactly.
most
So like,
definitely.
is it hate or is it something Shadur was doing in practice where he wasn't as good? Like,
Maybe it's he think Gabriel's more of a system quarterback, somebody that fits his system better than Shador
Mm,
would. Because I feel
definitely.
like, as we said, with his confidence, Shador likes to go for that big. He likes to go for that big play. He likes to
unpredictable.
shine. He likes the moment. And I feel
Yeah,
like Gabriel's more of a yes coach, yes man type of quarterback. You feel me?
No,
yeah,
I agree. I really feel as though is that Kevin Stefanski wanted to pick Dylan Gabriel, and it's more from Shadur. I feel like it was more management, and they understood that he is Deion Sanders' son, and he's a good player, but he can bring publicity towards the Cleveland Browns and positive press. So I feel as though it was more of a stunt, and Dylan Gabriel was someone Kevin Stefanski was like, oh, he could really play quarterback for me for an extended period of time. That's how I feel about it.
I mean, with me, I'm confused how you look at Dylan Gabriel and completely say, "Yo, this is the quarterback I want." Keep in mind,
yeah.
this was the same dude missing checkdowns in the combine. I know the combine doesn't mean as much
Maybe,
anymore,
but like,
but
it doesn't mean anything because you expect everybody to do good. When somebody does bad, it means
Mhm.
something. Like it's
Right.
a
That just means he's some you mean
yeah.
you feel me?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
feel me?
Yeah, like,
yeah.
but hey, bro, Shador, he got 1 to 2 games. If Gabriel doesn't come back this week, he got 1 to 2 games to really show and prove himself, and he has everybody behind him. So I'm hoping he puts up numbers. I'm hoping he does well, and most of all, get the dub because they haven't been winning a lot. So if you get the dub, that says something. That says
Mm.
something.
Absolutely.
And a guy who's been like you said, putting up numbers, going from NFL to NBA. That boy Tyrese Maxey,
I told y'all.
54 against the
I
Bucks.
told y'all. I told y'all Tyrese was gonna be him, bro. That's my MVP leader right there. This dropped at 54 ball. 54, like who else is doing that, bro? And it's so efficient. Like he's getting to his kill spots, he's getting to his spots, he's getting a shot off anytime he wants to, and the game just looks so easy. It looks
Mhm.
like he's low-key moving in slow motion, like the way he glides to his spots, the way he's getting down to the elbow, getting that pull-up. It's like he's just unstoppable. And that's why I have him as my number one MVP. You feel me? That's why I said last week he was leading the MVP race because as you can see, he just has that killer mindset, that killer instinct.
Bro, he's averaging 33. 33. He's
33.
He's
making
leading the league in minutes played as well too. So
yeah,
he's
and
taking advantage of every
he said
second
in
he
his
gets on
conference
the
he could
court.
play 2 more games after the 54 plus night. Like
Mm.
he puts up
Mm.
numbers, and he's doing it while passing the ball too. He has 8 assists, so it's not like he's being a ball hog like Cam Thomas. Anyway,
Cam Thomas.
Oh, and
like,
not to mention
like
my
Or Michael
guy.
Porter Jr. Or Michael Porter Jr. There's two
yeah,
of y'all
yeah,
on one
yeah.
team.
Just the Nets in general, for real, for real. But anyway, it's like he's putting up numbers. He's getting other players involved, and you see VJ still putting up numbers. Paul George just came back. He put up a number in the second game. His first game was a little iffy, but Paul George put up numbers. But to me, Tyrese Maxey, he's really making the case for the Sixers to have to trade somebody because at this point, I think you have to build your franchise around Tyrese Maxey. So like the
100%.
the days of bringing the process bringing your franchise around Joel Embiid, that's over. I think Paul George could be a good player, but he's not that guy anymore. So it's a
Veteran.
question of who you're gonna trade. And my boy Jared McCain, man, he's not looking
Chill
too
out.
good.
Chill out.
No.
Chill
I
out.
love
Chill out. Chill out.
bro, but like I don't know. He got to get his feet back under him. Like we'll see how it looks when
That's
he has
all
his
you
first.
need, bro.
But like, and then it's also like, where do you put his minutes at though? Because in order for him
That's
to
a
get
great
in, you got to
question.
take somebody out. Is it going to be VJ? Is it going to be Paul George? Or is it going to be Jared McCain? It's one of those three. Or you go really small ball, but I don't think anybody wants to do that because bigs are too good in today's
Yeah.
NBA to be playing small.
Yeah.
Even Quinn Grimes too. Honestly, he's
Oh
still.
my god,
I forgot about Quentin
bro,
Grimes.
he
I
Yeah.
had
completely forgot
21
about Quentin Grimes.
bro, he had 21 the other day.
Yeah.
Bro,
Back about Tyrese Maxey though. Like watching that game because unfortunately I'm a big Giannis Glazer too, but he wasn't playing, so I was just watching to watch, and he literally hit a shot where he like hit the deep corner three, turned around to the Bucks bench and was smiling at them while he was in the process of getting 54. Like like Marcus was saying, the game is definitely slow for him right now. He's moving crazy. Like everything he's doing is super efficient. No game is like he's shooting tour dates like 13 for 45 like we saw K do. Like he's just every game is just efficient buckets, ethical buckets, not foul baiting, none of that.
18 for 30, bro. And 6 for 15
It's-
on three. That's 40% from three. And then 18 from 30 from the field. Like he's efficient with every bucket. Every bucket matters. Like he's getting to his spots, like you said, Marcus. He's
mm.
killing right now.
And it's honestly crazy to think, bro, even if he wasn't taking free throws, he would still be number one in scoring
Yes,
in the
bro.
entire NBA. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's insane to think. And
Yeah.
33 points without even with the free throws. He's leading the league in minutes with 40. But this dude, 42% from three, 47% from the field, and he shot 60% with 54 points. Like
Mhm.
we're gonna have to start having uncomfortable talks. One about him being the face of the franchise in Philly.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, he's the
Like you
face.
said,
He is the face. That's not even a
I
he
don't
question.
even
is
He's
think
the
the
that's
face.
face,
I don't even
He's
think
but
the
the
that's an
front
face.
office
uncomfortable
has to notice
conversation
that.
anymore. Like it's not even uncomfortable, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the front office has to notice that because
Yeah.
last year I know I thought Tyrese was the face of the franchise. After
Yeah.
after after that Knicks after that
Mm-hmm.
Knicks playoff series, I knew he would be the face of the franchise.
But
That was
Tyrese
just
is the new process, bro. Tyrese is the new
yes.
process.
But it's again
Because
like
if
we talked about last week, like who are you giving up? Like that's what the front office. Like I feel like the front office is having
McCain,
much.
Like you said, who?
McCain,
All right, relax,
Jared
relax,
McCain from
relax,
Duke
Wait, what do you
relax.
think
University.
about Joel though? Like Joel, bro.
Why are we not giving Joel, bro? Like he's
Like,
like 50.
like
His
I
knee
think
about to
you have to
break.
give up. You
Nobody's
have to
gonna
give up.
take him.
I think
That's
you have
the
to give
thing.
up Joel and a guard. But
Okay.
Give up
but
Grimes, bro.
right? Do we really?
Give up
Do
Grimes,
we
bro.
think Quentin Grimes is going to keep this going though? Like next year, the year
Now,
after that,
honestly, do we feel like Quentin Grimes is him?
Yes.
Like,
he's
We saw it
he's
in
been a good
Dallas.
role player. I won't lie.
We saw it
Yes.
in Dallas. Yes, he knows
solid
exactly
role.
what
Yeah,
he's doing.
he
But
is
He
great
can
in his
fit into
role.
his role
yeah,
very
Well,
well.
when he first
Go
got to
ahead.
Philly too, he was bugging.
yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
just
saying.
think he just knows his role the best. Like Jeremy, like it's like again, like we said last week.
But I
Jeremy
feel
McKay,
like Jared McCain. Yeah, I'm gonna let you
right,
finish. I'm gonna let you
right,
finish. I feel like Jared McCain can play a role if he has to, bro.
yeah,
Like he could take that Quentin Grimes role, whatever that Quentin Grimes role is, and make it 10 times better. If you ask me,
10 times
using
better.
all the attributes and all the skills that he has, because he has star
Jared,
player potential. Jared has star player potential, as we
right,
saw last year, bro.
you
He could
can't you
take that
can't
Quentin Grimes
hold on
role
to him
and
because
turn
of that
that
potential
into his
though.
own role, turn that
can't.
into some himself.
That's what I'm saying though. Like he has star player potential. So do you want somebody who needs that star player potential, or do you want somebody who's gonna fill in that role that you need? You
Exactly.
don't
I
need.
say fill in the role.
That's what
That's,
I
that's
think
what I'm
too.
saying. Like you don't need Jared McCain doing. Again, I love Jared McCain, but you don't need Jared McCain doing an ISO ball when you got Tyrese
You got
Maxey.
Tyrese doing the ISO ball.
Mm,
Exactly. Like
Absolutely, you're
you
absolutely
don't.
right.
And then VJ is a freak athlete, man. Like
yes.
he could drop 20 just driving to the basket and dunking on people, man. Like
Right.
and
And
when
bro,
he gets
he
the shot consistent every game, it's gonna get scary, bro.
Nah, yeah, once he gets that consistent shot, it's over.
and the thing is he helps out on the board so much too. Like he had
Yes,
10 boards against the Bucks. That's just something you can't afford to trade away at all.
exactly.
And with Jared, the only way I say you keep Jared and
Mhm.
give up somebody else like Quentin Grimes, Jared can potentially turn into I wouldn't say 3 and D type of guy, but maybe like a guy Maxi drives in, passes out, and
Yeah,
has Jared McCain as a consistent shooter that he can get to. Because Jared knows how to get to his spots, but if he's able to get to his spots off ball, because the Sixers have that potential to run off ball. If he's able to really use that to his potential, Jared could easily become a 15 plus scorer. But the thing is, Grimes is doing that now. He's
Yeah.
doing that now. So that's the only reason I say you hold on to him instead of a guy like Jared McCain.
And then it's the question of who are you getting back? That's
Mm.
that's a big question. Who are you getting back? Like, and then who's gonna take Joel Embiid?
Nobody.
Nobody.
At
Nobody.
this point, nobody. No.
Bro, he gets hurt too much. He costs too much money.
Right.
He paid too
Too
much.
much money. He costs too much money for an injury-prone player, bro.
Mm.
Can't play back to backs. Like Paul George can't play back to backs right now.
Mm.
It's a lot of questions that's going on with the team. But again, like they can make a run. They can definitely make a run.
100%.
The East is usually
It's a little shaky this year.
it's weaker than the West. I should say it's not weak, but it's weaker than the West. But they're even weaker this year without my Celtics, man.
That shit without the Celtics and the pick. Don't even talk about the Celtics. Don't even
See,
talk about
that's
the Celtics.
Boston Nets. I don't know how to tell you.
Y'all ain't got no say
Yeah,
so
bro,
right now.
like Michael Porter Jr. Really?
Yeah.
We're not going to talk too much about
33.
that.
Take it.
We're not going to talk too much about that. Hey, what we can actually talk about is moving to the West. Moving to the West. Let's talk about LeBron James. LeBron James's return.
Not the king. Not the king.
King
Yeah,
James.
yeah.
Bro, I feel like LeBron just happy to be out there, bro. Like honestly, if you watched the last game, he wasn't even trying to do too much. He came in with a smooth 11 and 12. He wasn't trying to score. He was trying to get his teammates involved, and as you can see on his face, he was vividly excited to be out there. He was just in such a jolly, happy mood, and I feel like he's just doing it for the love of the game right now. Honestly, I don't feel like he's playing for accolades. He's just playing for himself. And I feel like at this point in his career, I feel like that's really good for him. He's already achieved everything that he needs to say that he's the GOAT. And honestly, that's hard for me to say. As Tyler and Zay know, we had this debate many a times. LeBron, I can say now LeBron is the GOAT.
I
So
appreciate
at this point in time,
that's
there's nothing
growth.
more for him to prove. I think it's good for him just to go out there, have fun, and just play the game that he loves.
That's
That's what it look
growth.
like he's doing.
That's growth. You was fighting for him not to be the GOAT for a long time.
I was fighting so hard, bro.
You
I
was
was
fighting,
fighting
but
so
it's
hard.
it's just like you said, like it's just effortless. It's like he said in his interview, he could go on to any team and play any role. If you need him to drop 40, he can drop 40 for you. If you need him to just get 10 and then get 11 assists, he could get 11 assists for you. And then if you need him to go get the triple double, he can get the triple double for you. If you need to lock somebody down on defense, he can lock somebody down on defense for you. But like the thing that makes them so dynamic is that he's still LeBron James. So whatever defense they play, you have to respect him. Like there's no like you can't not respect. He's the greatest player of all time. But then you also they would be dumb if you don't put your best defender on Luka. He's top 3 best scorers in the game, or top 2. It's between I'd say top 3. Him, Shea, Maxi right now, scoring guards, I'll say. They're top 3 right now, especially like I mean Shea and Luka foul baiting is they dropping points every game. You're gonna get to the free throw line every game. So you would be dumb not to put your best defender on him. And then AR, again, at this point in the career, if you're just talking about bag work, he's getting to a bucket.
He cold. He cold, bro.
As,
AR cold, bro.
you can't put some bad defender on him or like fourth defender on him. Like you got to put your second best defender, if not your first best defender, on him. And Ron, he's just going on to play his role because I guarantee you, there's going to be a game where you need him to drop 30, and he'll get that 30 for you, and they'll win. So,
and this Lakers team's already so solid. Plus, with the addition of LeBron coming back, and once he gets back into that kill mode, they're gonna be scary. I'm not gonna lie. The Lakers are gonna be scary this year.
Yeah, I feel like at the deadline, all they gotta do is make 1 or 2 moves. He should be sturdy. But like back about Bron, like just seeing him with a smile on his face, seeing him just so joyous to play basketball with his team, it put a smile on my face too because it's LeBron. We grew up with LeBron, like he's our GOAT. So the fact that he was chilling, he got his 12 assists, his 11 points. That 10-point streak never gonna break. He's always gonna get over 10. But he was just like filling the guys out, pause, and throwing great passes and doing what he had to do.
Hey, big ups to that guy, DeAndre Ayton, finally fitting into his role, bro. Because if he's able to consistently get over, I would say 12 points a game, grab over close to 10 rebounds, over 8 rebounds a game, this team is making the Western Conference Finals. I mean, Luka had 37, Ayton had 20 and 14, Bron had 11 and 12. Like Tyler, like all of y'all said, actually, he's fitting his role perfectly.
7 field goals. 7
exactly.
7 attempts.
Like
yeah, he was even
he's not.
trying.
It's not forcing stuff at all. And all these guys shot over 50%. None of them shot under 40. Not even under 50. That's insane shooting numbers for this entire team. As a team, they shot 60%.
Yeah, I think.
That just shows the connection between every single one of them. And Tyler, I want to bring it back to what you said, because you brought up a tremendous point. You can't put your worst defender on Bron because it's LeBron James. You have to respect Luka Doncic. You can't take DeAndre Ayton easily because he's gonna punish you.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is also there. If you put a guy who's more of an off-ball player who can guard off-ball on Austin Reeves, he's gonna destroy him, get to the basket
Yeah.
every single time. And Jake LaRavia, same thing. He's
Jacob's nice. Laravia's nice.
He was
like
nice.
he's you can't diss him either. So there's
Yeah.
just so many options on here that you can switch around and move. Say Luca's not hitting for some reason. You have 4 other players that you can go to.
But I'll say this: the thing with the Lakers that needs to get them over a hump, what Dre said, like they're gonna need to make a trade. Like earlier in the season, I was thinking maybe you put DeAndre Ayton in some of those trades, but he's starting to play better now. The problem is gonna be your bench, which has been a problem for them. That's been a problem. Which is what, like, Bron's old. You need somebody that's gonna come in for him. You got Luka. Okay, now you have AR. They're in your starting lineup, but who's that second 3-4 people that are really going to come in and put out those numbers for you and help you? And I think the big position is going to be the biggest problem, because truthfully, if you look at the top teams in the West, you got Denver Nuggets, obviously. I don't know who's messing with Jokic.
Nobody.
Like, I can't even fully blame DeAndre Ayton if he can't mess with Jokic, but you got to be able to do something. Like, you got to be able to put something up on the offensive side of the floor for you to like match both sides. And I don't know if he's doing that. So like, who can you get that can maybe make it harder for Jokic, maybe, when you could sub DeAndre Ayton out? Because Jackson Hayes,
No.
Turkey.
Not at all.
Jackson Hayes, bro. I'm like worried about freaking Jackson Hayes.
yeah, nah, he not making a cut. Dalton Connett, I think he's in like a. I feel like Connett's in like you remember like Lonzo and Kuzma, like they were like.
He's a Kuzma, bro. He's a Lakers Kuzma, bro.
Yeah, like when he leaves, he might get a little better. Like he'll flourish a little bit more. But while he's with the Lakers, I don't know what it is. He's just not gonna live up to his full potential.
It's the Lakers curse, bro. It's the Lakers curse.
Yeah, he's just not gonna be able to do it off the bench. So maybe you could get a trade for him, but I think you definitely need a big or power forward that can come in and help you guys out.
And going from LA, Luka. Let's go to the guy who actually traded Luka, Nico Harrison, from the Dallas Mavericks, fired. I will say it again. Harrison fired, but you have to think the damage was already done.
Yes,
it was done to the max. You
Overly.
Trade your best player
5 seconds after it happened.
I mean, you could say he took it down a little bit with drafting Cooper Flag, but that fell right into your lap.
They're 5-12, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
but even what you said with Cooper Flag, like at the end of the day, the lottery pick is luck. Like it's just luck. You just got lucky that y'all got the number 1 pick, and then you got Cooper Flag. But Cooper Flag is not Luka.
He's not even close.
I think he's gonna be good, but he's not Luka.
Not Luka.
Bro, Luka's having like 37 right now, bro. He's supposed to have a statue. If you saw the uproar that was in Dallas the second that they heard about that trade, bro, it was a matter of time before he got fired, bro. Like
Definitely.
The second that trade dropped, it was like almost a riot on the street, bro.
So
Had to
okay,
get
my
Secret
question
Service protection.
is, where do y'all think Luka is right now in terms of NBA hierarchy? Like what would y'all say Luka is? Like top 3
in terms of all time?
Yeah, no, right now, just currently right now in the league.
Oh, he's a top 3 player in the NBA.
Top 3 player in the league.
Top 3. Oh yeah, top 3. 100%.
You think Cooper Flag could ever reach those heights?
No.
His peak.
No.
He has the build and he has the potential skill set to reach top 3 in the league, 100%, bro. because you look at him, he can move like a guard. He's about what 6'9", six
Yeah,
something like that. He can move like a guard, and hopefully he can get that shot to stretch the field. Because if you saw in high school, if he could bring that high school talent that he had and also college talent move it to the NBA, he could definitely be a top 3 if you ask me. Because he definitely has potential to be one of the best players. He's already averaging 16. He's one of the leading scorers for the rookies. So it's like he's already showing flashes. He almost had 30 the other night. So he's already showing flashes of star potential. So I feel like he could possibly get to the top 3 position.
I think, like we said, Luka's top 3. I said no, like completely at the start. I think we have to see how he evolves when he gets somebody like a Kyrie Irving back.
Okay.
Because I think Kyrie will help him get more comfortable in the league and then maybe get to that point where he can flourish. Because you just threw him into the fire and was like, which is what number 1 picks are expected to do, like partially, like you just threw him in the fire and expected him to be the best player in the league and expected him to make y'all win every single game. And that's just not what he's going to be right away. It's going to take time. And that's not his fault. That's just how it works. It's going to take time. But then, like you said, Marcus, he had 30 last night. So it's starting to come to him. But I think it's going to take time. Like, you need Kyrie Irving to be back to see how he plays with that duo, see how he plays more off ball than having to run the point guard position than like he's doing right now, which he can handle the ball. I just don't think that's specifically where he needed to be to get him to his full potential of being like that guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And oh, my fault, Dre.
No, I was just saying. I was agreeing with Tyler.
The only reason I say no for right now, it's not a definite no. It's just an as of right now no, because you could have looked at Tyrese Maxey, Halliburton, guys like those, like what 3-4 years ago, and really said they're not going to be top 5 players at all.
Yeah.
I remember Bleacher Report put out an entire um lineup of just players who were top 10 below the age of 25.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag, as of right now, is not one of those players. I'm sorry to say he's talented, but Luca was averaging over 20 points his rookie year. He was doing everything for that team, and then he got Kyrie and became even more dangerous. Cooper Flag, as of right now, doesn't have a Kyrie on his team. Well, at least a healthy Kyrie on his team.
Yeah.
But he does have Anthony Davis. But
He was also not healthy.
Yeah.
no, he's not healthy either, but he does have another star player that's there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like he's not using it as much. But he definitely he's good, but I don't think he's top 3 potential good.
Well, a lot comes from Anthony Davis isn't healthy. That doesn't help him.
Right.
But we've known that to be a problem, which is another reason Nico Harrison got fired. You got Anthony Davis, who like Dre's question, like if we're talking about hierarchy, Luka, Anthony Davis, like it's night and day between them two
Injury prone. That dude made a glass, bro. You tap him the wrong way, he's out for the next 2 weeks.
all the time. Like, but again, when he is healthy, does Anthony Davis go up in that hierarchy? Yes. Is he in that conversation with like bigs? If you're talking about a Jokic, yes, he's in that conversation. Is he better than Jokic? No. But is he in that conversation? Yes. So we're not being able to see the Cooper Flag and Anthony Davis combo. But again, that goes back to like, even if they at the start of the season when they were in the same game together, you're trying to put Cooper Flag in the guard position and try to go guard to big duo with Cooper Flag and Anthony Davis, and that's just not what it is. Like it's not a guard to big duo. It's a forward to big, or maybe even big to big duo. He's 6'9". Like he's a forward. He's not going to be just a guard. That's a height that you can make him a guard depending on the player. I just don't think Cooper Flag's that player. So you need a Kyrie Irving, like I said, to come back, play that guard position, become a duo. Everybody's better with a duo. That's just how it is. Like, you're not. The NBA is too good now for you to be a one man show. Like it's just not going to happen anymore in the NBA. So you need somebody else. I think, like you said, he can get there. I'll give him 2-3 years before we really start judging him, and he's definitely not a bust. So
yeah, definitely
he has a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
Yeah. So going from the NBA to college basketball, got college basketball ups and downs. We've seen a couple of guys. We know one of our Jersey guys, unfortunately, looking a little down right now. Marcus, we'll start off with you.
I ain't mean to throw no shots at you, Tyler, but we gonna start with the Princeton transfer, Xavier Lee. You feel me? I think he's averaging 7 points right now, maybe, and maybe on. Let me see. I think it was 19% from the three. So
20%.
he honestly, that's transfer from the Ivy League to Florida has definitely been a big drop off, as you can tell, because there's definitely levels to this college basketball thing, and I feel like him transferring to Florida, really hurt his career going forward. I feel like the competition level is something that he just wasn't fully prepared for. And do I feel like he can adjust eventually? Yes, but right now, looking at the way he's playing, it seems like that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
I
So
don't like, but my thing is Boogie Flan is struggling too. So it's like it's not just Xavier
it's
Lee.
not just him.
Xavier Lee,
Princeton.
he's struggling more. He's struggling more. He's definitely struggling more. I just think I don't want to say it's because of the level of competition because like Princeton, you are playing in an Ivy League. You're playing Ivy League schools, but it's not like they weren't playing any bigger schools at all.
Hmm.
Like they played Rutgers last year, which is where like he got a lot of hype from that game because he balled out in that game. They played a Rutgers last year where you had two players that are in the NBA now. They're not
Hmm.
really in the rookie MVP race. That's another conversation anyway.
But that Rutgers team wasn't really that solid. They had them two players. Everything else
Yes,
around them was, you know.
Mm.
yes, but they had the hype though. They're still
Mm.
like if you're looking at rankings of schools, you would rather go to a Rutgers than a Princeton. So
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so I'm saying like it's not like he wasn't playing those big major schools at all. So I don't know if I would say it's the level of competition. It's just like he just he got to get back to what he was doing before. He just got to start knocking shots down because having a 0 point game is
absurd.
that's that's
And wait,
absurd.
Especially
at
against
22
a team
minutes?
like Merrimack.
Think
In
Yeah,
about
22 minutes?
like that
Insane.
can't. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's against a team like Merrimack. So if you're saying Merrimack again, don't mean to keep using the word, but hierarchy, Merrimack, and then you have a Princeton. Are they that far from each other? Would you say they're that far from each other?
now. I would say so.
Not
No.
exactly.
Mm.
So it's not. I wouldn't say it's the level of competition. I just think
Is
he's
it a
had
confidence thing?
through a slump right now. Yeah, I think it could be a mental thing too, because not even getting to like free throw line, knocking down like two free throws, get you a little 2 points, like that's a problem.
Hmm.
But he's gonna need to fix it, and before like the season keeps going, because college, much like the NBA, it's like not at a place in today's game where you could just have a slump and then just keep having the guy in the game if you want to win games. Like that's just not gonna happen. You have too many talented teams up there this year for that to keep happening. So he's gonna need to improve.
Hmm.
Right. And you guys touched on Boogie Flan. Like, what's really surprising about Boogie Flan is that he literally was in the SEC beforehand. Like, he played at an SEC school that made a pretty solid tournament run. And you would think another offseason of development, him getting better would lead to more production, but he is actually like not playing well. And then I think the biggest elephant in the room is the Hod Pettiford. You know, as Jersey guys, we all love
That's
Hod.
crazy, guys.
He's hot.
Yeah,
He's on TikTok everywhere. Everybody loves Hod, but the
He's
way he's
shooting
playing,
under 30% from the field goal, bro. He's shooting 28% from the field. That's unacceptable. Like, I know that's not Tahad's game. I know he's capable of doing more, but it's like right now he's not really showing stints. He's also shooting 19 from three. I think last game he had 6 points and he went 2 for 9 in 22 minutes. 0
mhm,
for 5 from the three. And as y'all know, Tahad is a shooter.
yeah.
So I feel
That's
like right now he's in the middle of a mental shooting slump because Tahad, he's known to come off that screen and shoot that pull up. As you saw last year, as you saw in high school and AAU, he was also always coming off that three, off that screen, shooting that three. So I feel like he's definitely in the middle of a mental thing. I feel like he needs to get over that because Auburn's also kind of struggling as a whole.
mhm,
So because they were hyped up here, last year being number one in the country for so long,
yeah.
losing that 27-year-old that he was old as a month. And Johnny Bloom. So I feel like it's a big drop off that they have that they need to fill up.
It's
That
definitely
he
a
needs
big
to
drop.
fill in.
Yeah, it's definitely a big drop off from players. You also got the change in coach. I don't think he's that much worse of a coach than his dad, but Bruce Bro, he's known. Like he has a resume. Everybody knows that he's a good coach. So
Mm.
that had to drop off. And then one of his other stats, he's shooting 75% from free throw. So it's like everything together, he's just not playing up to the par that he needs to. And I think honestly a lot of it has to do with their players last year that left. Like you had to put so much attention on a Chad Baker. Chad Baker, he was a flamethrower. Like he sometimes he could just go for
He was
30 on you out
30,
of nowhere.
Mm.
He is
and he
30,
was
but he was
30.
putting up 32, so you had to pay
He
attention to him.
going
It's like,
30 going for 30, bro.
yeah, that's
They
what I'm
respect
saying.
him
Like,
though.
that's what I'm saying. You had to respect him.
Like,
Janai, you gotta respect him down low. He was dominating everybody. You had to respect him. So I think last year to Hod, like they definitely respected him, but I think he was a little more open last year, like just in terms of like how he was getting his shots, where his shots were coming from. Because you had to pay attention to like a Miles Kelly, who they also had, who was putting up numbers. And he was bench for guards. Not to say that they were better than him, but they were more experienced in the college game to put up numbers. So he was coming off the bench and seeing, I guess, less bodies on him, even though they knew he was good. They were seeing less bodies because you had to worry about all the other players. This year, I think he's one of the main guys. Everybody knows who Tahad Pettiford is because of how he played last year, and I think teams are throwing different things at him. But I think he'll get his feet under him. Much
Yeah.
like it's just gonna come a time. Hopefully, we'll see towards the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. First off, shout out Chad Baker Mazar, another Jersey guy, Colonia.
Colonial legend.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it's Tahad. Sophomore slumps aren't unheard of at all.
Yes.
We see it in basketball, football, college sports in general. That's why some people wanted him to go to the NBA right after his freshman year, even if he came off the bench, because he was still seen as a second round talent, but could have went to the NBA, could have went to the G League, developed. But now we're seeing in his sophomore year, he doesn't have his coach. He doesn't have the players next to him that really took the attention away from him. Now he has the attention all on himself. They're sending
Mhm.
they can send doubles. They can have him in a box and one. So you can really train your entire defense to be around this one guy into High Pettiford, which can actually make him play worse because he hasn't experienced that on the college level.
Mm,
Um, that's what I want to say about Tahad. Xavier Lee, I feel like you have to be harsh on him because of how much potential he actually has.
yeah,
We saw it at Princeton. He was seen as an NBA draft pick from Princeton,
yeah,
which is that's unheard of usually coming from the Ivy League. The Ivy League
Indeed.
has hoopers, but they don't have NBA hoopers. I would say NBA draft pick hoopers. Um, Going to a place like Florida, you are in the SEC, but they do play teams that aren't SEC caliber, like a Mary Mac. But you have to produce against teams like that. 22 minutes, 0 points, inexcusable. Did
yeah,
shoot 6 shots. I mean, we saw against Arizona, he took as many shots as he could,
yeah.
and none of them were
Mhm.
falling.
He was
So I feel like that's affected his confidence as well, because if you look at that game compared to this Merrimack game, he's been a lot more lenient on the shots he takes. They just haven't been falling down.
yeah,
Like there were a couple of open threes that he took in this Merrimack game that just didn't fall. So I feel like over time he's going to be able to produce, but the real thing is he most likely will be taken out of this starting lineup. Will come off the bench. We'll see what he does, but it's really a concerning thing to see from him.
yeah. I think a lot of it just has to do with hype. Like it's just the hype that was before the season. Like he was on Xavier Lee. He was on the hype list for a Jerry West Award. Tahad Pettiford was on the preseason watch list. Excuse me. He was on the watch list for Division 1 Player of the Year, Bob Cousy Award, and Oscar Robinson Trophy. Like he was on a
Mhm.
watch list for all three things. So there's a lot of eyes on him for to do better than what he's doing now, and he's just not producing. So we'll see, man. I think Xavier Lee, he just needs to keep that same confidence. Like you can't shoot as the player he is. You can't shoot less shots because you're not shooting well right now. Like you got to
Mm,
keep shooting
Right.
because they need him. We know he got paid for the NIL too, so they paid you a good amount of
He
money to
definitely got paid for that.
be one of the top guards. Him and Boogie Flan, y'all
Right.
both
mm,
got paid to be top guards, and they want you to shoot the ball so you can get to that place.
yeah,
So they just need to keep shooting.
most definitely. And on that note, we thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Culture Playbook. And right here at the bottom, we have all our socials plugged at the Culture Playbook, um, on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to tune in. And yeah, if you want to hear more stuff about culture, basketball, just four guys chilling out, talking about sports, that's exactly what we do. But tuning out, I'm Isaiah Lewison, joined by Marcus Bragg, Tyler West, and Andre Singleton. We'll catch you in the next episode.